Today, we're going to tackle about the ways to solve the variance and standard deviation in a problem that includes random variable. Here is the problem. The cow's pregnant pig has already given birth to 6 piglets. What are the possible numbers of having male piglets? We have to analyze the problem and then write the random variable x, which represents the number of male piglets. So the possible values for x are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it is possible that there are no male piglets, and it is possible to have a 1 male piglets or 2 male piglets, and so on.
At the first column of table of distribution, we must write the random variable x, which represents the number of male piglets. So the possible values for x are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it's possible that there are no male piglets, and it is possible to have 1 male piglet or 2 male piglets, and so on. To list down the possible values of x, we must know the sample space. According to this, there are 1/64 possibilities that there will be no male piglet. 6/64 possibilities that there will be 1 male piglet. There will be 15/64 possibilities that there will be 2 male piglets, and so on. After listing all of those probabilities, we must identify the mean. To compute the mean, we must multiply the x by p of x. Example, 0 times 1/64 equals 0. 1 times 6/64 equals 6/64. 2 times 15/64 equals 30/64. 3 times 21/64 equals 63/64. 4 times 15/64 equals 60/64. 5 times 5/64 equals 25/64. And lastly, 6 times 1/64 is equals to 6/64. After multiplying the x by its corresponding p of x, we must add all of them, and the sum is equal to mean. Mean is equal to 190/64 or 2.97. At the fourth column, we must square the x and multiply it by p of x. Example, 0 squared times 1/64 equals 0. 1 squared times 6/64 equals 6/64. And so on. And after computing all of those, we must find the sum. And the sum is equals to 656/64 or 10.25. So we're already done with our table of distribution. So now we're going to compute the variance and standard deviation. So the formula is summation of x squared times p of x minus m squared equals 10.25 minus 2.97 squared. 10.25 minus 8.82. So 8.82 is the squared of 2.97. 10.25 minus 8.82 equals 1.43. So 1.43 is our variance. So in finding the standard deviation, we must find the square root of variance. So we're going to cancel this out and find the square root of 1.43. The square root of 1.43 is equals to 1.20. So 1.20 is the standard deviation. And now, we're already done computing the variance and standard deviation. Hope you like it!